We're all on a path in life, going somewhere. Some of us are on a path that we chose. Maybe it's finishing school. Maybe it's that corner office, and so you're climbing the corporate ladder. Or maybe for you, it's finding that perfect mate, someone to spend your life with and raise a family, have that 2.5 kids, pick a fence around the house, summer vacations. Or maybe right now the path you're on is a path you didn't choose. Maybe it's been chosen for you. Maybe where you went to school, what you trained to do, is not what you've ended up doing with your life. Or maybe that business that you began is no longer a business. Or maybe you thought you'd be married by now, connected to someone in life to share your life with, but it just hasn't happened yet. Or maybe the path you're on right now, well, that path has just been blown up. Maybe your spouse walked in one day and said, "I don't love you anymore." Or maybe you walked into a meeting and you were fired, let go after 20 years of working for a company. Or maybe the doctor sat down, put your hand in his, and says your wife has cancer. Listen, we're all on a path in life. We're all going somewhere. And sometimes it's a path we choose. Sometimes it's a path that's chosen for us. Sometimes that path is just blown up. Listen, you're not alone. Every one of us are on a path. Listen, the Christmas story is all about people who are on a path. People are on a path that they chose, or a path they didn't choose, or a path that just got blown up. That's why I love the Christmas story. We can all relate. The wise men see a star in the sky. They don't know what's at the end of that star. If they make a decision, they're going to follow that star. And for well over 2,000 miles, they traveled on a certain path to that destination. Then you have the shepherds, the fun shepherds. Shepherds are out watching their sheep by night. Shepherds who are just doing what they were asked to do, paid to do. And then all of a sudden, in the middle of that quiet night, some angels show up and say, "What you're doing here? I want you to change. I want you to go over here. There's something, there's someone you need to see." Then, of course, Mary and Joseph, absolutely in love with one another, ready to begin their life together. And then God literally blows up those plans. Shows up to Mary and says, "Mary, you're going to have a child. It's no ordinary child. He's going to be the Son of God." Listen, you talk about blowing up someone's plans. You talk about changing a path and a direction in life. That literally changed their world forever. Listen, I don't know where you are this Christmas. I don't know what path you might be on. Maybe you're on a path and a trajectory in life that you know exactly where you're heading right now. Or maybe the path you're on is the path that somebody else put you on. Or maybe that path just got blown up. Listen, no matter where you are, just like those main people in the story of Christmas, just know at the end of the path is the same thing. See, at the end of the path for those wise men was Jesus. At the end of that path for those shepherds was Jesus. And at the end of the path for Mary and Joseph was Jesus. And Jesus will be there for you as well. No matter what path you find yourself on, He is just waiting for you. He is here for you this Christmas. It's why He came. Because He loves you. You've got the wise men. They see a star in the sky. They know their destination. They know their path they're on. They're going to follow that star to see what's at the end. Then you have the shepherds. Shepherds are just out minding their own business, doing the job that they were hired to do. From out of nowhere, angels show up and say, "What you're doing right now, I want you to stop. I want you to go over here." Then, of course, you have Mary and Joseph. Two incredible people who God had an amazing plan for. But it wasn't the plan that they had for their lives. Their lives, as they knew it, were completely turned upside down when the news came that they were going to give birth to a child who would be the Son of God. Listen, no one in the Christmas story was on the path that they thought that they were going to be on. But here's what you need to know about the Christmas story. No matter where you are in life, no matter what path you find yourself on, the Christmas story is for you. And how do I know that? Well, because at the end of every one of those paths is Jesus Christ. Just like for those wise men, at the end of that star was a baby in a manger. Just for those shepherds, when they showed up and looked in that stable, they found Jesus. And Mary and Joseph, after the end of a long journey, they gave birth to Emmanuel, God with us. Listen, no matter what path you're on in life this Christmas, no matter where you find yourself right now, whether it's a path you chose, path someone else chose for you, or maybe something just happened in life and just knocked your path completely upside down, if you allow him, Jesus will meet you there on that path and will lead you somewhere that you never dreamed that you would go. Listen, the wise men, they saw a star in the sky, and they traveled for over 2,000 miles to find what was at the end of that star. They knew their destination. They knew where they were going, and they were going to follow that path. Then you have the shepherds. The shepherds, I love the story of the shepherds. They're out minding their own business, doing what they were hired to do, what they were paid to do. And then out of nowhere, the angel showed up and said, you know what you're doing here? I want you to go over here because there's someone you need to see. Then, of course, Mary and Joseph, two incredible and most important people in this story besides Jesus himself. Two young kids who had a dream of getting married and living an incredible, perfect life together. And then from out of nowhere, that whole story was turned upside down. And God comes to Mary and says, Mary, you're going to carry a child. And it's no ordinary child. It's my child. It's Emmanuel, God with us. You're going to call him Jesus. Listen, these two had their life completely blown up. So I don't know what path you're on this Christmas. The path you chose, the path someone else chose for you, or maybe your path has been blown up. Listen, just like every single person in the Christmas story, they were going somewhere. They are heading towards a certain destination. And where they ended up was not where they set out to go. But here's what they found at the end of that journey. They found Jesus. And listen, no matter where you are, Jesus is there at the end of your path, just waiting for you. And so this Christmas, as you're walking down whatever path you're on, just know that the Savior of the world has come for you.